All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to our Team Vibe with me, Coach Call. So if you're watching the recording, I'm either your coach or your coach's coach. My name is Fran, and I'm happy to have you here just to chat about what's going on, what's new things coming up in our business, answer questions. That's what we get together on these calls for, is to strategize, to plan, to learn new things. And that's what this is all about, like ongoing learning and never staying stagnant. There's always new things to try. There's always new things to happen. The key word is try. New things to try. All right. So you got to take what you learn here and apply it. So what I wanted to talk about today, a few different things. It's not going to be too long of a call. The main thing I wanted to talk about is the coach open house, the info group. So most of you are part of one that Amanda has run with her Team Dreamcatchers, but I have branched off and created one for our team, our personal, my personally sponsored coaches only, and like our downline. So Amanda's group was great. I loved it, but I just found that there was too many people in it. And I want new coaches to learn from me. I want my coaches to learn from me, right? So that's why I opened up an open house, and it's for you guys as well. If you're just getting started and you're like, well, I don't really know how to talk about coaching, you can say, hey, join this group. My coach is doing this whole presentation about it. Tune in and listen. I'm happy to have that resource for you guys. That's what it's there for. So let me know if you're not in there yet. I'm going to be starting fresh on the 28th on Monday. So right now, it's open. This is something that going forward, I'm going to do every single month. Allison and I were running it together, but you know what happens? Once you get to a certain point in your business where you become a leader, I want you to branch off and run your own groups. That's what's supposed to happen. I'm not your boss. I'm your mentor, your coach, but I'm trying to train you to be able to do this stuff on your own, because once you build teams, I want them to learn from you, right? So that you can become the leader they look up to, and you can run these groups for your team. So for now, I'm happy to have you under my umbrella. That's what I do this for. I want to set you up the best for success. So I'm going to start it on Monday, January 28th. I'll start day one doing like an intro post, encourage people to ask questions. If you have new people joining the group, tag them in that post and have them answer the questions that I place there. And one of the questions is like, what's your biggest question about coaching? Have them ask so that I can actually come in and talk about it, and answer it for them. That's what this info group is for. So anyone that you have spoken to about the discount, anyone you have mentioned anything to coaching about, or anyone you think would be really good at it, this is the opportunity to get them into this group. And what this group does is so that you don't have to feel like the awkward talking one-on-one, like, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I don't know what I'm talking about? This group takes all that stress away from it. I do all the talking, right? It's all good, no worries. And you can even offer this to like your challengers who you are talking about the discount to, or just anyone, the one thing I've learned from this business is it's not your job to decide if this is for them or not. It's not up to you to decide if they can afford it or not, or all these worries. And one thing I'm going to say, which is great that I have her on the call, Colleen, when I first invited her, I didn't know what she was doing for work. I knew she wasn't at Tim Hortons anymore. I didn't know if she had a job. I had the fear in my head, like maybe she can't afford this right now. But I talked to her anyways and heard her tell me her struggles. And I'm like, she needs this. I'm selfish if I'm letting my fear get in the way of not even offering it to her. Let her decide if she doesn't have the money for it. That's up to her. It's not up to you. So put that fear aside. And when you let yourself know, and it's not even like you're just telling yourself this, it's true. It's selfish if you don't offer this to people. At least tell them. You're being selfish you're protecting yourself instead of helping them, and in my mind, that's selfish. So that's why I offer this opportunity to everyone, whether it's the fitness, like boot camp. I offer my boot camps to everyone who tells me they have a struggle with something that I have seen someone overcome. I'm like, you need this, And if there's people who struggle, especially people who say they don't have the time for this or they don't have the money, I tell them, I'm like, then you need this. Because I didn't have the time or money when I started this. And now I do, because this allowed me to create more time for myself. This allowed me to have the income for it, right? So it's all, it's not up to you. It's up to them anyways. So put it out there, invite everyone, tell them about it, talk about it on your stories, talk about it on your Instagram, invite anyone who you have come in contact with this, just talk about it. Even worst comes to worst, it's a free group, you guys, so they just check it out. And what's really good about this is the group is ongoing. So if you added some, like I have people in there, the first month we ran this was in November. So I have people that I added in November. I ran another one in December. I'm going to run one every single month. Those people are still in that group. So as we know, the fortune is in the follow-up. And even though people say no to you right now, it's not a no like forever. It's a not right now. And some people just need a little bit more time. So with this group staying open, those people are going to stay in that group unless they remove themselves. I'm not removing anyone. They'll stay in that group and they'll keep seeing it pop up every month. And as more people start signing up through the, like, there's a celebration day where when people sign up, I want to post that they did. So as those people are seeing new faces pop up of people that are actually joining our team, like your coaches too, if you have people sign up from this, let me know so I can create a graphic and shout them out so other people can see that month after month, even though they kept saying not ready, not ready, not ready. Finally, something that's going to be said is going to click with them. Or maybe they had a really bad day at work, or something happened and they, whatever the case is, and they see one of these videos, they see this group pop up and they're like, you just never know when something is going to speak to someone. So get them into this group and they will stay in it as the group goes on. Every month, I'm going to run a new one. All right. So open house is starting on Monday, January 28th. Invite people. It is in your like when I tell you to invite people, it doesn't like really benefit me. It's for you. Like it's up to you whether you do or not. You will get success or not from just inviting people in there, and keep inviting people in even after the week is done. Like I had a coach sign up today, and even though the open house starts on Monday, I still added her into the group today and I tagged her in all the videos. So do that as well. Make sure that when they join the group, you tell them to put your name as the coach who invited them, and go through and you find the videos for them and tag them in them. Because again, we want to make things as easy as possible for people. So you don't want to have them searching through, trying to find all the videos. Just search through it for them and tag them in them as they go. And you can continuously do this. So that is that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, and also I can send you, I'll post in the group the invite that I send, like when I invite people to coaching or to check out the open house or anything like that. So I will share that as well, if that helps you. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, since we're talking about it, Instagram, right? Okay, so I took a picture. I was talking to Catherine today, and shout out, Catherine is going to be Emerald. Holla! So she signed her second coach. The only thing, it went on the wrong leg, little technical difficulty. We are getting it fixed. So depending on when they do the transfer, you're either going to wake up Emerald this Thursday or next. But no matter what, we know what's happening, and that is really awesome. So the one thing I messaged her about, though, is because it was her one friend that she had been talking to for a while and was like trying to get her to sign up, and it was funny because she said like her husband was like, you need, like basically told her, you need to eat better. And so it kind of like, you never know when things are right for someone, right? So when she heard that, it made her wake her up and had her go, I need this right now. So what I said to her, because I messaged her, I was like, listen, girlfriend, I know you really want your friend to sign up. It's awesome that you've been supporting her and you've been with her and like following up, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. That is something that I have learned the hard way many, many times, that when you are constantly waiting, like if you send it, just be like, it's never a for sure thing until it's a for sure thing. So if you're talking to 3 people and you're like, oh, perfect, these 3 people are interested. When they sign up, I'll hit Success Club. And then you don't talk to anyone the rest of the month. What if those 3 people don't sign up? You're screwed. You're not going to hit Success Club. You're going to be scrambling at the end of the month, freaking out to find new people. So we cannot get into that habit. It took me a long time to learn this. And I would get like have really good luck in the beginning when I would message people, they'd say yes, they'd sign up, boom, boom, boom. And I got like cocky, like I got used to that. So then when I started running out of my warm market and people started not saying yes right away, I started getting scared, you know, and I was scrambling at the end of the month and like feeling stressed, and it just makes this not as fun. So if people say yes, they're interested for the info, great. Send them the info, talk them through it, follow up with them, do all that stuff, but don't stop talking to new people. You have to always be talking to new people, because the thing is, even if those 3 people do sign up, what's next, you know? What's coming next month? You have everything you do this month. Sure, you'll get some people signing up, but it's also setting you up for next month and the month after that. You know, you have to always be thinking what's next, like for next month. Like you don't want to start, you don't want to like spend your entire first half of your month stressing of talking to people and like nothing is working. And then that last week you're freaking out, you know? So set yourself up for success. What's up, girlfriend? Set yourself up for success as you go, and just nothing is a for sure thing unless it's a for sure thing. That's the one thing that I really want to get across, because I've learned that time and time again the hard way, and I still get caught doing it when people say like, yes, I'm so gung-ho. Like I have this one girl that I've been following up with for over a year, like to the point that I've even called her out sometimes, and I'm like, dude, it's literally been a year since you first said you wanted to join me. Imagine if you would have just joined a fucking year ago. I didn't swear, but I was like, how much further you would be by now. And again, she still hasn't signed up. It's been a year and a half, and I sent her the link again last month, and she ghosted me. So, and that was something that I thought was a for sure thing, because she commented on my post and she's like, I'm finally ready to do this. And I was so excited. But at the same time, I was like, she's fucked me over before. She's gotten my hopes up before. So you can't hold your breath for people. You have to constantly be talking to other people. So that is kind of what we got into after that. I snapshotted our conversation. She said, I have a couple other conversations that I'm working with. I do think I'm failing on the contacting strangers part and knowing how to use Instagram properly itself as a technology platform. I feel like a senior citizen sometimes and trying to figure everything out. Feel you. All right. So I'm going to have you unmute yourself, Catherine, and just kind of explain like, because if you're struggling with something, other people are probably struggling with it too. So let's break that apart. What are you struggling with when it comes to conversations?
So really just like finding those people that are key for inviting, right? Because there's like logistically when you use Instagram, like, you know, I've checked out, I know you've mentioned before the explore page and everything. And I've like and ever since especially going public, like I'm getting followers. Obviously, like a lot of them are more fitnessy people, like who are already doing something. But like, so that's been good that, you know, I'm getting followers, I'm getting more attention. But it's really like the real like fundamentals of like, who do you find to message? Like, how do you know like that they're like, you know, just a person, or do you specifically look for people who have, you know, like bios who aren't really that specific, or they're just like a person. They're not like, you know, obviously you can tell a fitness person bio pretty easily.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's really just kind of sorting out through everything. What are those people that you can direct it towards, right?
Okay, so a few things I'll say about that. Number one, don't think about it so much. It sounds like you have analysis paralysis and tripping yourself up. So number one, don't think that far into it. Number two, I think you really need to get clear on who you want to help. Like, who are the people that you actually want to work with? So like for me, it's definitely like, when I look at pages, like when I'm out there looking for people, it's people who like are outdoorsy and have like nature photos with hiking or something like that, or that they travel. Cat people I really mesh well with. And just looking for people who are smiling in their photos, who look like they're happy. Like if I go to a page and it's like just someone going out clubbing every night, like some people do that and they only post their photos of when they go to the bar and they look good with their friends. I don't really find I mesh with those people. And here's where things are different, because before I signed up with that Tag Scout, I was actively searching for people. So what I would do is I would search hashtags that were the hashtags I was using. Like the one I would always search, like Alberta girl, and I would find people who were outdoorsy in Alberta. So we had like that common interest. I could talk to them like, oh, where do you live? Have you always lived in Alberta? Like how, like I would get a conversation going a little bit easier with them. the other thing, so searching hashtags, looking through there, find ones that connect with you. And then when I did switch over to Tag Scout, it just followed random people. So my job was just talking to them and kind of deciding from then who I actually meshed with. Because that's the other thing too, is sometimes when you look at a person's page, it's not exactly who they are. You know, like if I, like there's certain people's pages that when I look at it, I don't connect with their page, but then when I talk to them, I do. You know, so you don't know until you actually talk to them. So Tag Scout is the one that I use, and it did that work for me. The other one I'm going to switch over to, which is only about $10 a month. I just posted it right there. It's called InstaZoo. So that one is $10 a month. I'm going to switch over to that. With that one, I don't think you can schedule an automated message. You just have to go out and do it on your own when people follow you back. But my best advice to give to that is just start talking to people, because that's how you're going to decide if they are your people or not, if you have anything in common with them. And I know it can be really scary, like, well, what do I talk about? With the right people, you will know what to talk about, like totally. Sometimes it just flows so easily, and you're like, I feel like we've been best friends forever. Like Allison was just creeping my Instagram stories, and she maybe only messaged me once. She messaged me to ask about my music that I was playing on one of my workout posts, you know, on my Instagram stories. And when I went to follow her, I thought she lived in a different country because she only posted her travel photos. So you never know, right? Like I didn't talk to her because I thought she lived in a different country. I never really messaged her or anything. And then what sparked it up, like we had been following each other for a while. The only time she messaged me was about my music. And then I posted a picture of, I went shopping at Lululemon, and I was like, yes, coaches get a discount. And I posted a picture of my receipt with the discount. And she reached out to me and asked me, like, what? Coaches get a Lululemon discount? And that sparked our whole conversation. Like, that's how we fell in love, was talking about that. And so you never know if they're going to be your people until you start talking to them. And the templates that I shared with you guys, I say exactly that, and I see how the conversation goes. So when I send that first message, when people follow me and I just say, are you on a health and fitness journey too? They say yes. And I say, what are your goals? Like, I get right into it, because like I put myself out there as I'm a fitness, like I'm a public figure, I'm a coach, like I'm here to help you with fitness. Like I am establishing myself as, like, you have to find the line between being a friend and an expert. And I am playing both, you know. I'm not just like I'm still a real human, so I'm not just like a here, buy from me, but I'm not just like a best friend, because you don't pay your best friends, right? You pay the expert. So you got to find that balance in between. So yes, I put that first message of like how much I love their support, but then I still get right to the point. And again, everyone's conversation style is different. That's what works for me. I know Allison doesn't do that. Amanda, that's where I kind of got it from. Amanda does that like automated message. I know Allison doesn't like that. She usually will talk to people and be like, hey, I see you're a teacher too. Like, what year are you in? Like, how long have you been teaching? And she'll start a conversation that way. So you just got to find what works for you. Try all of the ways. That's the only way you're going to figure out, is if you try it all. And then, so when I say like, are you on a health and fitness journey too? They say yes. I say, what are your goals? They tell me. I say, what are you struggling with? You know, I just get a conversation going, and they tell me what they're struggling with. And I go, hey, I used to struggle with that too. Oh my God, isn't it so frustrating? Like da, 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 da. And sometimes the conversation will just end right there, and they won't respond. Or maybe they will. We'll talk about something else. I'll say, what do you do for work? Where are you from? And this is one thing that I learned to change my language too, because I don't like people saying like, what do you do for work? Like, I don't like that word. I don't like to ask that. So I say, what do you do? What do you do for your passion and work, kind of thing? So I still have that, like, I don't want to just ask like, hey, where do you work? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of weird. So I say, what do you do for your passion and work? So it gets people to open up even more to not just talk about work. I've had people say like, I love to dance. Like, I love to play music. And it just opens up that connection, right? And sometimes, again, the conversation will end there. I'll give it a couple days. I'll pay attention. If they're still following me, if they're still liking my stuff, then you've opened the door, right? So for you to come back in like a week later and invite them, it's not as weird if you just would have you didn't even say hello. You just said, hey, I saw you're following me. You want to join my boot camp? Like, that doesn't work for me. I have to have some sort of a conversation with them first. Although, again, every conversation is different. So some people, like, if I send them that initial message and they don't answer me at all when I say like, hey, are you on a health and fitness journey too? They don't message me. But if I see that they saw the message and they're still liking my posts, they're still watching my stories, that's still opening a door. And I just send them an invite. And usually I get a response back after that of them saying, yeah, I actually am interested. Send me some info. And then I'll send them the info and we go from there. Or even if like, hey girl, hey, just gonna, or even if like, you know, if I send out invites and if they haven't answered any of my conversations, I'll still send that first message, I'll send the invite. And then on the last one, I'll just follow up and say, like, is there a reason why you didn't respond? You know, is it not for you? And I give them a few options, because that's the other thing too, is some people don't really know how to answer. So I always say like, what is it, what's holding you back? Is it fear, lack of knowledge, or is it just not for you? And I think I have that also in the template. And usually people will answer me and either say, like I've had some people say it's fear. Like they'll tell me straight up they're afraid of failure, because they've failed so many things in the past, so they're afraid to fail at this too. And that opens up the door for a conversation. Or I've had some people say, just not for me. And then you know what I do? I ask why. I'm trying to like really get down to the reason. Maybe it's financial. Maybe they're like just not my people. But I never just go, okay, bye. Like, sorry I bugged you. Like, no, I never do that. I stand my ground and I just ask why. Why is it not for you? Because it honestly, and I'll say this, I'll be like, I always ask because it helps me to help others better. And it's true, it does, because you get their objection so that you can kind of beef up your defense, I guess, so that you can kind of combat that objection down the road. You know, you're just collecting knowledge. You're a business owner. You have to collect knowledge of what people are struggling with, why it might not be for them. And also, it just helps you find your people. Like there's some people who say it's not for them, but I'm like, you know what? I did my due diligence. I invited them. And then I look at their page a little bit more and I'm like, these are not my people. I don't even want to work with them, kind of thing. And I got a really great idea from Allison yesterday that I started doing. So when people say no, that they can't join the boot camp because of time, because of whatever, what she's been doing is she says, no worries, girlfriend. Like, I know this isn't right for you right now, but here's the free like workout that we're going to be doing. If you wanted to try it, like, let me know if you like it. If not, no worries. Here it is. Like, I just wanted to give this to you. So it's a way to give something back to them. So that's something I tried today with a few people who said like, no, it wasn't for them or whatever. I was like, here, I know, like, because I still asked them about their goals earlier in the conversation. So I had one girl who said like the boot camp wasn't for her, but earlier she had told me she still wanted to lose 30 pounds and she wanted to like, what her words were, I'm going to lift weights until I die. So I was like, you know what? I reached out to her. I was like, I understand the boot camp isn't for you, but like, here's this weight lift. Like I said, like, I know you told me you're really into lifting weights and you still want to lose 30 pounds. Here's a free sample workout that I did over the summer. And this workout made me feel so strong. And I sent her lift 4. And I said, you can follow up with, I'm like, let me know if you love it. If not, no worries at all. At least you have this free workout to try. And that's about it. So it's just one thing we're here to help people, right? We're here to give value. And what's really cool is if she tries that workout and she likes it, who is she going to message, you know? So there's no harm in doing that, sending that free workout, because especially now we have so many. We have the Transform 20 free sample. We have the Lift 4 one. We have Shift Shop. I think that's all we have for right now. I'm sure though, like when they redo when they redo 21 Day Fix, I think they would be very smart to put out another one for it. And Jericho's new program, like we're going to have all this stuff in our arsenal, so might as well use it. So was that helpful for you? I know it was a lot of information. Okay, cool. Any other questions based on that, on like how to reach out to people or?
One small question. How do you find out like who's followed you and who hasn't? Like unfollow them, right? Kind of a thing. Those who aren't.
So what you can do two things. So the first thing to see who is currently following you, if you click on your followers list, like on your profile, you can click right on it. It'll put your whole list of everyone who's following you.
Okay.
So what I did over the summer before I signed up for like Tag Scout or whatever, I was like, man, I have at the time I had 1,800 followers. I'm like, there's no way I've talked to every single one of those people. So I literally clicked on my followers and I started writing down all their names and I started reaching out to them. A lot of them were Beachbody coaches. A lot of them were our team or like fake accounts or like Indian dudes, you know? So you don't have to message everyone, but at least you can see who's following you. And if you're following them, that's the thing. You have to be following them too. Otherwise it'll go to their like request file and people don't see those messages if you're not following them. So that's another heads up there. The other thing I have is a followers app. So it's literally called Followers and it looks like, can you see that right there? It's 3 people colored.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so with that, it shows you, it shows you a bunch of different options. You can pay. I don't pay for it. I just use the free account and it shows you who your new followers are. It shows you who unfollows you. It shows you who you are not following back and who's not following you back. So it's been really helpful. And what I like about this is you can just click on who's not following you, or like say there's someone you're following and they unfollowed you, you can unfollow them right there in this app. And what I like about this one too is you can see their photo, you can click and see their page. So like, cause sometimes seeing photos, like the little bubble, you're like, I don't really know who that is, or like reading their name, but you can click on it. It takes you to their page so you can see who you're actually unfollowing. So that one is really, really great. And yeah, like if I follow people and they don't follow me back within like a week, I unfollow them. So any other questions with that kind of stuff?
No.
Okay. So then the next thing you were talking about is like with social media and Instagram. Did you have any questions about that?
I think that pretty much covered it. Really, it was just the basic fundamentals of the getting out there.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to take a look while I have you here. I got you on the spotlight. Look at your page here. So I love that you put the link tree in there. I think that is really important. Cause yeah, you want to have, so you got the coach information form. Cool. I would say also make a form. Oh, I love the flowers you got there. Awesome. So I would say also make one for boot camp, just that specific. And on top of it, say like something pointing down to like info here, like work with me here. So people know instead of it just being like a random link. I love the top part that you have. I think I mentioned, I think I did a voice note for you about this a while ago. Just so when you're thinking about like who you're here to help and what you're here to help them do, figure out a way to put that into words. Like, so, and it can change, you know, like I've changed mine like 10 times in the past 2 weeks, you know, and even once you feel like you find the right thing, you're going to change again. So you're going to change your profile again. Oh, perfect. We got 10 minutes here. So like for mine, I'm really happy with what I've got right now. You want to have your full name or like your full name somewhere, either up at the top there or in like the bold writing here, because that's your searchable spot. So somewhere your name has to be there so people can find you. If you're like, for mine, some people's names are taken, like Allison can't put Allison Armstrong in any form of it because there are so many, she can't use it. So what she has is her name in the bold letter because that's like searchable. For me, since I can put my name as my Instagram handle, I put, like searchable words, like trigger words kind of thing. I'm sorry, burping, in that like bold area there. So if people type in wellness, my page is going to pop up. If people type in empowerment, my page is going to pop up. So use all of this to your ability to be searchable. And then I put myself as a public figure. I did have it as coach, but because I put that I'm a wellness and empowerment coach, I didn't want to, be redundant there. So I put that I'm a public figure, shift your mindset, live a better life. That's what I really focus on helping people with on my page. And then my like I am statement or I help statement, I help women boost confidence and prioritize their goals. And then I have an arrow pointing down saying, join my tribe, fitness plans / become a coach. And my link tree is right there. So that is kind of the general thing of you, like the flow that you want to have. It is, who are you? What do you do? Who are you here to help? How? And then how is the pointing to your link, like here's where you can join me and what they can do.
Super.
So yeah. Yeah, and I think I sent you a few different photos of I'll post it into the group too for all like the new people, a few different photos of like everyone's links, or everyone's profile pages for like ideas on what to do for yours. But yeah, the only thing with Instagram is it's always changing. You know, it's always changing. We're always learning. And as I had said to you in our conversation, is the only way you're going to get it is by trying, failing, trying again, failing, learning, trying again, learning some more, you know. Like it's just a constant thing of evolving and just trying, putting yourself out there. That's the only way you'll get better. That's the only way you'll get more comfortable. I saw that you're using your stories more, which is awesome. We got to get you talking on there. That's the next step. That's the hardest part, but that is like the most important part. Like Instagram has really evolved. People have really evolved where they need that connection. They need to
I know.
for sure. You can even like it feels so awkward at first. Own up to that. Like be like, you guys, this is my first story. I feel so awkward. Like just call it out. Call it out. Like that's real life, right?
It's like Anissa, like her stories are like they're just kind of like quirky and just kind of like that. And I'm like, see, like that's kind of like how I feel. I would be, like kind of like slightly chaotic, but still kind of get the point across. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she calls herself out all the time. She's like, I'm totally fucking up this story right now. Like, she's like, what am I even talking about, you guys? Like yesterday I laughed so hard I was watching and her dog just walked in front and parked his butt right in front of the video and she's like, well, I was fucking talking, like, you know, and that's why people love it because it's real, you know, it's not fully live, but at the same time, it's like, if you fuck up, they want to see it. They want, like, that is important to share. Like sometimes I'll be talking and like, cause I stutter when I get really excited, like I'll kind of stutter, I'll trip over my words and I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. Like I've done that when I've just like gibberished into the camera and I'm like, what the fuck was I just trying to say, you know? So be real, be weird. If you're weird, be weird, you know? And I think like Allison, she does her dancing, like, and she'll just do a random weirdo dance. And like when she first started that, she felt awkward as fuck, but she's like, I am awkward, so here's my weird dance in my classroom, like, you know. And Chloe, she'll talk about hers and she'll be like, what did I even just say in that last video, you know? Like just calling yourself out, right? Be your quirky self, like bring it all out.
In that video you put up today with Letitia, actually they talk about too, like creating a personality. You know, it was really good call, and she's like, you know, you just kind of have to like, she's like, my personality is like margaritas and tacos, and that's what I go with. And it's like something as simple as that, right? So,
yep, yeah, like for example, like with Amanda, like everyone knows that she is like an obsessively crazy cat person. Like people know that about her. They tag her in cat stuff, and that's what you want to create with your social media. Is that people, when they don't even know who you are in person, but when they see stuff, they think of you, you know? Like I do that about people where I'll see stuff and like I'll tag, like if I see something, I'll tag like Raina Odell in it. And I've never ever talked to her, but like I'll see like donuts or something and I think about her. I've never actually tagged her, but like I'll think about her anytime I go to get donuts, you know? Or like you think of Shanti. Like I was saying this to Pam yesterday, who's one of the girls in our boot camp, like you become so involved in these people's lives, like as your trainers, that you feel like they're your friends. It's the same. You want that same kind of atmosphere with you. Like you want people to think about you, that you're their friend, because that's where this is all going. It's an online business. And if you want to sign people up that are strangers, you have to like really connect with them. And it doesn't always have to be in a conversation first, but like you have to make them not make them feel, but like let them feel like they know you, you know, like totally influence that and let people know that like, I'm just a regular person over here and I just sign up regular people who are just normal people. Like, you know, like that's the whole thing. Like you don't have to be a Danielle Natoni. Even Danielle Natoni is relatable though. Like a lot of people look in at her and think that like, I want to be this girl's friend. Like people sign up with her, I think, a lot of the time just to be closer to her, you know? That's totally what it is. Like that's why I actually originally, when I first went to sign up as a coach, I reached out to Danielle and Amanda on the very same day because I just wanted to be closer to Shanti. And I knew that they were my two ins to get closer to Shanti. So I messaged them both, but Danielle sent me more of like an automated message, which I understand now is like a template, and she talks to a lot of fucking people, so I get it. Amanda did as well, but she spoke to me as a person. She spoke directly to me. So that's, you want to have that, balance between being the expert and the friend, right? So does anyone else have any questions? We've got about 3 minutes left here. Good. All right, cool. So I'm going to take a photo of us, of course, and make sure you guys take one too. Post it on your social media. This is a great way to show coaching, Chloe, one thing you had missed in the beginning, so watch the recording there. I'm going to also post about it, but open house starts on Monday. So this is a great way to talk about it. Put that opening of like, just had our business meeting, and what I did yesterday was because I had a call with Anissa and Allison, I put where they live and showing that like we all live all over the world right now, and we can still connect with each other and build these businesses together. So I'm going to take this photo. Oh, my camera went blurry. There you go. All right, I took like 6 photos. Perfect. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for jumping on. I love seeing more faces popping up. Also, so excited for Summit. Holla! We're all rooming together. So pumped. We did have one girl who, here, I'm going to pause this recording.